Welcome to Rider's Range. This is not part of the great affordable 1911 series. In fact, this isn't even 1911, although ergonomically it's close and it's actually designed on one. The Wilson Combat EDC X9. I'm not a huge, well, I take it back. I wasn't a huge fan of double stack 1911s. A friend got the EDC X9 a while back. She let me try it out. I liked it. It felt good, but it was different. It didn't have a grip safety, which I'm obviously used to shooting 1911s. And again, just the idea of a double stack, I don't know. So I want a double stack. Why don't I carry a Glock? Well, I did for many, many years. However, when I started shooting this and then started carrying it, I actually have come to like this particular gun. Now, you know, at Rider's Range, we have a tendency to buy used. That means buy affordable. This gun retails for about $2,900. This is all stock, as is. There are no options on this particular gun. But we got it for, it's outside of our affordable range, but still a very, very nice price. And it really, when you get down to size, it's not that much different than a number of other guns. Let's do a comparison. We've got a Wilson Professional here, and you know the guns are about the same length. A lot of similarities because, well, of course, they're both Wilson. And you'd think that the X9, being a double stack, would be a lot fatter. Now, if I put these guns side by side, that gaping mag, that gaping mag well on the X9 makes the gun look a lot fatter. But when you put these two guns side by side, butt to butt, there is almost no difference in the width of the gun for the double stack EDC X9 compared to the single stack Wilson Professional. Same thing if we put it side by side with a Kimber Aegis, both 9mm, and you'll see that actually the EDC X9 looks to be just a hair thinner. When I actually mic the grips out, they come out about the same. Now, of course, there is going to be a difference when we put it side by side with the Staccato C, one of the slimmest factory gripped pistols that I own, and the Staccato is just a hair thinner. But the difference is an 8 rounds of the magazine plus 1 in the chamber for the Staccato versus 15 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber for the Wilson. Okay, so it's not that much thicker. Is it any heavier though? Well, you'd think that it's going to have to be with 15 rounds in the magazine, so let's take a look. Empty gun was on the scales at 26.7 ounces. We add a magazine with 15 rounds, and we add 1 for the chamber. We come out 36.5 ounces. That's just a hair lighter than the Wilson Professional 45 that had 8 rounds of 45 plus 1 more in the chamber. So how does it stack up with, let's say, the Staccato C? Obviously a very light gun. And again, 8 rounds in the magazine, 1 more in the chamber. We're at 32.7 ounces, so not a lot of difference to get that extra, almost doubling the magazine capacity. So there's a lot going for the EDC X9. It's I'm just about a convert, and again, I have carried this for a while. Nice features on this gun: a fiber optic front sight, fully adjustable battle sight in the rear. It's adjustable for elevation as well as drift adjustable for windage. It has a fluted chamber, fluted barrel, much like the Wilson 45 that we just took a look at. It does have the X-Tech treatment instead of having typical checkering on the front strap and the back strap, and it does blend in nicely with the Wilson Starburst grips, and really a good overall feel. It just because of the way the grip doesn't taper at the front compared to your typical 1911, there is a different feel to the grip though. I'm feeling a lot of it right in here on a typical 1911. I don't feel as much of the grip in here, whereas on the EDC X9 everything is just it's a rounded full profile, so it actually feels a little fatter in the front, a little fatter in the back, but it's really not any significant difference in the width. So the X-Tack treatment continues on to the front cocking serrations, rear cocking serrations, and oh, by the way, for 1911 purists, and again, this isn't a 1911, so not a deal breaker, the EDC series of Wilsons have an external extractor. They also have an EDC 9 as opposed to an EDC X9 that's a single stack that also has the external extractor. Nice fit and finish. We compared it with the other Wilson 45. We got serrations on the back of the slide. Of course, there's no extractor on this to blend in, but it's still nicely fitted and finished. Kind of a tri-cut type of slide, flat on the top, serrated again also. Standard fiber optic front sight, I think we already mentioned that. Barrel is flush cut and reverse crowned. And let's see what else. It does not have the recessed slide stop as it did on the Wilson Professional that we took a look at. A little different on the inside though. Get this part real quick. And you can see the frame rails on the EDC X9 are missing on both sides compared to a regular 1911 that has a full-length frame rail on the right side and only a very slight cutout for the side stop lever on the left side, whereas on the EDC X9 they're drastically cut out. According to Wilson, that is designed to cause less friction and less binding, and therefore make the gun theoretically more reliable. And reliable is something that I'll definitely give credit to on this particular gun. It does have a Wilson flat wire recoil spring full-length guide rod. It does have a ramped barrel, and kind of typical of your 9mm 1911 style. Get this back together. Fairly simple here. No takedown tools required. It doesn't even need a bushing or barrel wrench. There we go. Well, let's look at the trigger on this. Again, I still have to make that disclaimer that all guns used in the tabletop part of these videos are unloaded and safety checked. All right, so let's see how the EDC X9 works for the trigger pull. 2 pounds, 11.6 ounces. Let's try that again. £2, 10.2 ounces, under a 3-pound trigger. Absolutely no complaints about the trigger on this gun. It does carry very, very nicely. So we're going to take it to the range, and we've already put, well, I about got close to 1,000 rounds through this gun. I have done just a quick cleaning of it on a couple of occasions, and a quick lube. We're going to lube it up one more time. Take it to the range, put some more rounds through it, and let you know what I think on camera of the Wilson EDC X9. Riders Range is out here in Colorado Springs at the Magnum Shooting Center, taking a look at the Wilson EDC X9. You know that I'm a fan of 1911 pistols. This is 1911-ish, but certainly not a 1911. Being a double stack, I've already shown you that it really isn't any substantially bigger than a commander-sized double stack. And I have carried this. I can't do all of my normal outdoor challenge, but here at Magnum we're going to shoot at 15 yards and then move the target down to 23 yards and see how it'll work, and just see how this little EDC X9 shoots out here at Magnum. That was pretty quick at 15 yards. Most of I took my time, get a little better out of it. We're going to send it out at 23 and see how it works on there. All right, EDC X9, 23 yards. Here. couple. This has a beautiful trigger on this EDC X9, so a couple of them caught me just a little before I was ready. We're not going to be able to fully simulate a plate rack, but down at 12 yards, which is what we'd be shooting our plates, we'll see how this runs if I have keep up a reasonable pace with shooting it. EDC X9 at Magnum Shooting Sports. Those would have been on the plates. And oh, by the way, I'm only shooting the 15-round magazines here today. I have an 18-round magazine for this gun, but we're in Colorado, and for some reason, 18-round magazines just don't get it here in Colorado. So 15 is what we're limited to, but that's the standard for the EDC X9. Now, I can live with that. It's a nice carry gun. It does have a real light trigger, and we did measure that earlier. So. And that's just a short look at the EDC X9 on Riders Range here at Magnum Shooting Center in Colorado Springs. All right, so there you have it. Wilson EDC X9. It's a beautiful shooter. It works extremely well. And again, it's just not substantially bigger. In fact, it's not any bigger than a comparable size commander type single stack 1911, but yet holds 15 rounds in the magazine, or an extended magazine that'll hold 18 rounds. And this does protrude a little bit more, by the way. But again, not a lot. And with a flush magazine on it. Put it side by side with a Kimber 9mm, and there's not any substantial difference between the two guns other than capacity. So if you like these guns, we really appreciate a thumbs up. We appreciate getting the word out so we can grow our subscriber base here. Please subscribe, click the notifications bell. If you have any comments on this particular video, drop them in the comment section below. Any comments on anything else in general, things that you'd like to see, anything that you think should have been added to this video, or any other corrections on anything that we do, please drop a line to info@ridersrange.com for a complete playlist on all of our videos. I try to keep it up to date. Sometimes I might get a week or two behind, but you can go to www.ridersrange.com, get a full playlist. So again, I want to thank you for visiting Riders Range.